I have just learned the hard way that I have a kind of a trade-off here. I either have a annoying, whiny microphone, or else I have this microphone that tends to pick up a lot more noise than it should. Anyways, first I'm going to be making an NPC. As you can see on the enemies, bosses, and NPCs palette, I have nothing but the out-of-the-box enemies and boss here. Create a new custom NPC, add a behavior that I'm going to call walk, because that's what it'll be doing. And this is going to be similar to the Koopas from Mario, the red Koopas that turn around as soon as they hit a cliff. That's actually one of the movement rules here. There's quite a few, but I'm going to be going with this one. For this one I want two animations, a right animation and a left animation. Select multiple files. It'll be called Tourmaline Trooper. Set the transparent color on all the images to white. Preview this and you can see it walking to the right there. Now for the left animation I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. However, if I just leave this as is, then the left animation is going to be looking like it's walking to the right as well, which is not what I want. So I'll just use these move image up and move image down buttons to reverse the order of the images. Preview this, and there it's walking to the left instead. Now for the hitboxes, I want this to have, let's see, I'll just go with 30 by 30, x offset 0, not 3, let's try positive 3, nope, 5, close, I'll go with 4, perfect. It should damage the player on contact, so I will give it 40 by 40, 1 damage on contact. Should be able to take damage, yes. 30, 40, 0, 0. And now to explain how to get it to actually take damage. You add, upon taking enough damage, behavior, give it 20 hit points, and then if this behavior takes 20 points of damage, via this hitbox of course, then the NPC will despawn until the player enters. So I'll click OK, click OK, have this one start over here, have this one start going that way. Oops, not that one. Now I'll need the level to actually begin here, which it will. Okay, save this as, let's see, Demo Tourmaline Trooper 5. You can see that I've tried to do this before, but things went wrong with that video. Time to see how this pooch looks when we actually load it up. New game, load, yes. Its feet are actually inside this platform, but at least they're moving around. Now then, when I shoot this thing as Twilight, it will take damage and it will disappear as soon as it's taken enough. However, that's not the way enemies actually work, at least not the way enemies that have been boxed work. These out-of-the-box enemies here, when you take them out, they implode, then they explode into a shower of gems. Now, I don't actually have anything in the game engine that can spawn items yet, but I want to at least simulate the way that looks. So, there's basically 3 things that have to happen after this enemy dies. It has to turn gray and implode, that's the first thing. The second thing is that it has to explode. And then the third thing is that it has to drop off the screen. So, because each one of those is a separate animation, I'm actually going to have to add 3 behaviors. The first one's going to be called implode. It's just going to have this graphic, just the one. Terminal trooper. Implode 1 to 6. Set the transparent color to white. It's going to be motionless with no gravity. I will get into how to connect these later. The second one is explode. Again, just one animation. Explode 1 to 7. And once again, I've got the OK and cancel buttons off the bottom of the screen. I'm going to try to fix that. Set background color white, used for all images. Click OK. Actually, this one we need to move. It'd be better if it sort of jumps upwards. So I'm going to go bounces towards player, 0 horizontal movement speed, 10 vertical movement speed upon bouncing. As soon as the NPC enters this explode behavior, it'll shoot up at a rate of 10 pixels per frame. Click OK. And now fall here. This one is actually just going to have 1 frame in its animation. You can do that. You can have single frame. It's going to be the gems extended outwards as far as they can go in the explode animation. And once again, I forgot to add the movement rule here. This one's actually going to have some gravity, gravity of 1, 0 horizontal movement speed, vertical 10. And now to connect these. Go to walk. When it runs out of hit points for this behavior, instead of going to despawn, it will go to implode. Implode, add a switch rule. As soon as it's gone through 1 animation cycle, i.e. as soon as it's gone through all the animations here, it will immediately switch to the explode behavior. For the explode behavior, once again, we want, upon completing 1 animation cycle, it switches directly to fall. So as soon as it gets through these 7 animations just once, it'll go to the fall one. If we didn't have that, it would cycle through this ad infinitum, and that's not what we want. And then fall, I'll add one more. Let's see. Upon leaving the bounds of the current room, despawn. Click OK. Click OK. One more thing to talk about here. You'll notice that as soon as I plant one of these on the canvas, it asks me to set the initial direction. The initial direction is probably the simplest of the canvas requirements. Click to the right of it, it'll go to the right. Click to the left of it, it'll go to the left. Click there, it's going to the right. There it is. I'm going to save this as Demo Terminal Trooper 6. No need to pack it. Load up Demo Terminal Trooper 6 in the game engine, and now it's looking a bit better there. If I touch it, I take damage. Shoot it, kaboom, and it falls down. Ouch. Boom. Falls down, and as soon as it leaves the bounds, it despawns. Kaboom. So that's basically Terminal Trooper. You could see it was turning around as soon as it gets to the edges there. That's the first of the enemies. So yeah.